Today we'll dive into the just-released World of Outlaws sprint car schedule, plus news from Calistoga Speedway and where it might fit into the national sprint car landscape, Carson Macedo's drama-filled sweep, XR taking a beating again, news from POWRi, and more. Let's go. It's Thursday, November 21st. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Real quick, if you like what we do here every day, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel or podcast. If you or a friend would rather listen than watch the show, or maybe you're out and about at work or something, you can find the Daily on all major podcast platforms. That includes Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, I can't talk today, Amazon Music, and many more. Full episodes of the show are available 5 days a week on YouTube, the DIRTRACKR Facebook page, and those podcast places. I told you guys yesterday on the show to expect the World of Outlaws sprint car schedule very soon, and that very soon is today. The series just announcing a 90-race season from February 8th through November 8th in 2025. Open at Volusia for Dirt Car Nationals, close at World Finals at Charlotte, in between all the usual crown jewels. That includes the Knoxville Nationals, the Kings Royal, National Open, High Bank Nationals, and the newer Dennis Roth Classic. Also back our usual stops at Pevely and Eldora, races in central Pennsylvania, and more. The one new track is Mississippi Thunder, being added in August, and returning after being off the schedule are Paris, New Egypt, Vado, Deer Creek, Angel Park, and Plymouth. There's also a trip over the border to Canada in May to race at Ohsweken and Cornwall, and the reopening of LaSalle Speedway is being awarded with an Outlaw show in October. Schedule very similarly structured to what we had in 2024, with a few alterations along the way. You know, as they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's still TBAs on September 26th. That's right before a race at Sharon Speedway in Ohio, and October 17th. That's before that LaSalle date. If you're curious, tracks that are getting both the Outlaws and High Limit in 2025 include Paris, Bakersfield, Tulare, Vado, 81, and obviously Eldora. As for purse money and point fund, nothing was released today outside of some of the bigger paydays. I would expect a future release with that information. I don't know if there will be any bumps to the Outlaw money or if things will stay status quo, so we'll have to stay tuned there. If you want to see the full schedule for yourself, head over to worldofoutlaws.com. We had sprint cars and midgets after dark last night at the Tulare Thunderbolt. 360s and USAC's National Midgets on the card. Turned into a sweep for Carson Macedo as he won the 360 show in the Tarleton machine and the midget race in the Sean Dyson car. Wasn't without plenty of drama, though. In the 360 feature, Macedo tangled with the lap car of Seth Stanley, and somehow his car survived. Stanley, though, went head-on into the turn 2 wall. His car absolutely destroyed, but he did walk away. Definitely a slider gone wrong. Behind Macedo's win, Dominic Scelzi, DJ Netto, Tyler Courtney, and Caden Steele completed the top 5. In the night's midget feature, Macedo was comfortable out front after starting on the front row, but something happened to his car with 5 to go, and he slowed suddenly in turn 4 with what looked like a dead engine. He got hit from behind by a lapper, and then somehow his car refired. And then for the subsequent restart, he was able to blend back into second behind Jacob Denny and eventually get the lead back. That's about as lucky as you can get on a night. It was Macedo's first USAC midget win since Merced in 2022. Denny and Cannon McIntosh joined him on the podium. If you want to look at the USAC Midget Championship battle, I told you guys yesterday the gap between McIntosh and Dazen Persley was 87. And Cannon Mac needed 17.5 points a night through Ventura to take the lead, and he did much better than that last night. With Persley only running 11th, McIntosh picked up 26 points. So with 2 shows at Merced, 1 at Bakersfield, and Turkey Night still to come, the gap is down to 61. We could have a little championship intrigue here down to the wire. The teams are off today, back to racing Friday and Saturday at Merced. And sticking with California, the Calistoga Speedway saga looks like it might be headed for a good conclusion. Calistoga Speedway sits in the Napa Valley, north of the San Francisco area, if you're not aware. I went back through my old daily shows, and we first started talking about potential issues at Calistoga way back in 2021. Things went sideways there during COVID. The track sat empty for several years and was kind of in this flux place of whether it was going to be sold or turn into something else. Earlier this summer, though, a sale of the facility was completed with the city of Calistoga buying the speedway and the fairgrounds from Napa County. And then this week, the city council unanimously approved a plan to begin negotiations with HMS Promotions on bringing racing back to the track. HMS, owned by Tommy Hunt, promoted the speedway for 12 years previously. There are hurdles to overcome, including repairs and updates that are needed to bring the facility back to usable condition. One story I saw had estimates in the low six figures for cost of repairs, but racing at the half-mile track is possible for 2025, and I know Hunt is hoping to bring back the Louis Vermeil Classic. Another situation to watch with Calistoga is for a big winged sprint car show. There's a certain national tour, high limit, that has an August TBA on its schedule. There are rumblings that date could be for a Calistoga event, with another possibility being high limit at Hanford. We haven't seen national touring sprint cars at Calistoga since the Outlaws were there in 2019. Good news, though, for sprint car fans in California. As of today, we are 2 weeks from the Gateway Dirt Nationals at the Dome in St. Louis getting started. Special paint schemes for a bunch of teams are in the works, and one of my favorites so far is Jonathan Davenport's. Dylan Brady doing a very nice job here to highlight Davenport's Dirty Dollar Ranch on the Landers 49. Go find the Night Owl Design Facebook page. Zoom in on the details on this car. Really great work here. Big fan of this look. Also, Brandon Sheppard shared a photo of Rocket Chassis back in his BSR shop. His B5 will have a special wrap as well, but we haven't seen it just yet. Looking at the comments, I'm guessing based on their replies, we can expect some sort of combination. It looks like a Valvoline, Realtree, and Busch Light on that car. The Dome will be Sheppard's first race back in a Rocket, and we know he tested in the Rocket house car at Golden Isles there last week. There were some videos of that floating around if you want to go find those. If you need a Flow Racing subscription to watch the Dome coming up, or the Tulsa Shootout, or Chili Bowl, click the Flow links below in the video description on YouTube. You can click the Flow links at DIRTRACKR.com or hit up DIRTRACKR.com/FlowRacing. That gets you all that Flow has to offer and helps me out at no extra cost to you. In the battle for territory and regional wing sprint car racing, we know that POWRi has plans to expand their footprint in 2025, and we already talked about their addition of Honest Abe as series sponsor. We're still waiting for a schedule, but they did announce yesterday their Elite 16 program for next year. Drivers who, quote, commit to the full season or perform at a high level, unquote, will be in line for several benefits. That list includes a $150,000 point fund, free POWRi membership, free streaming pass, a Hoosier right rear tire will be given away at each event randomly to one of those people, the ability to sell merch at the POWRi trailer, provisionals, tow money, and free pit passes. The standard purse for races will be $5,000 to win and $500 to start. These types of things, like this elite program, this is standard with other series. Obviously, we see this with the Outlaws, we see this with High Limit, but with POWRi formalizing them, it's clear that they're hoping to draw some teams to sign on for next season. And this all goes back to the hole that we've been talking about that was left by the All-Stars ending after 2023, and the gap between local and regional racing and the two national tours. There are plenty of smaller players now in the space. That includes some sort of all-star branded series coming back, but POWRi is trying to fill some of that space. If you want to see the details on this whole program, you can find them over at POWRi.com. If you want other dirt racing this weekend, the 36th annual Gobbler is happening at Duck River in Tennessee. This was supposed to be the $15,000 to win finale for the XR Super Series, but earlier this week, that part of the event was called off, and now the Super Late Models will run unsanctioned for $6,000 to win and $500 to start. The track and series said the sanction was dropped, quote, due to forecasts calling for cool temperatures. As you might have expected, especially with the beating that XR has been taking lately, there are plenty of comments about this move. XR coming off of the duel in the desert at Las Vegas, where they had a couple of hundred cars this last weekend. But maybe just for quieting some of the negativity, it might have been worth it to stay on with the Gobbler, regardless of the forecast. In XR's place, Hunt the Front TV will handle streaming for the event. That's the show for today and for this week. Thanks as always for the support, and we will be around all of next week for a full slate of shows, even with the Thanksgiving holiday. I hope you guys have a great Thursday and a great weekend out there. We'll see you right back here on Sunday.